One of the things that you also deserve is an opportunity to go and find a good job. Not to have a good job, but an opportunity to go and find one. And that's not happening in Denver. As I told you, these cities are going to start laying off. Over 171 people eliminated, 600 city positions gone.
The city of Denver is laying off employees and eliminating hundreds of positions as it faces a massive budget shortfall. This week, 171 people will lose their jobs, though we still don't know which departments those people work for and the impact that will have on public services. 9 News reporter Mark Salinger is following the breaking news this afternoon. Hey, Mark.
Yeah, Sam, the headline here is the 171 people who were laid off, but the city is also cutting 665 more positions that are currently unfilled. They're not filling those positions.
Talk to him, Monique.
92 positions will be transferred off the city general fund to another funding source. So that brings the total number of positions impacted by these announcements today to 928, or around 8.4% of the city's workforce. Today, many employees with the city of Denver were told to work from home as the layoffs began. We're told the layoff.
If you are told to work from home, all right, so let me revise this. If you are told to work from home as an employee, like as a workforce, okay, as a workforce, but you are one of the people that they tell to come into the office, or sometimes they just say work from home, and what they'll do is they'll do a remote meeting on your calendar, and they just throw it on your calendar, and then it's a meeting with you in HR, you know you're getting laid off. That's it. You're getting laid off. The people should have already been prepping for this. I said during the migrant crisis that this was going to happen. I'm telling y'all, the city of Chicago, Los Angeles, Baltimore, state governments, y'all are going to be getting laid off. Listen, you need to start job hunting. You need to get your resume together. You need to start putting things together immediately. Immediately. If you work for a government entity, right, and you work for a city, state, or federal office, you need to be prepared at all times. You need to be cutting your spending, lowering your expenses, minimizing your costs, getting your resume together, and being prepared. You should have been doing all of it. You shouldn't even be taking no trips at this point, honestly. You shouldn't be taking no trips at this point, because all of these cities that were basically, let me tell you what was going on. Cities and states shored up their budgets with COVID funds. Cities and states would shore up their budgets with COVID funds. The reason why cities felt so compelled to comply with the Biden administration when it came to the illegal migrants was because they were expecting another influx of cash, which would absolutely make them arrogant. That's why the Brandon Johnsons, the Mike Johnston in Denver, who is now laying off 171 people and over 600 positions, 980 positions being impacted. That's why they all signed the decree. We're going to make sure that we show up and get these illegal migrants jobs, and we're going to give them care. See, that's the part that they don't tell you, is that they were essentially, by proxy, promised to get an influx of cash to basically allow for them to keep their positions without managing the city government and resources effectively, and so that they can tout their successes with balancing the budget. But they weren't balancing the budget. They were using COVID funds so that they can ultimately make themselves look good. And that's why they were so compelled to work with the federal government as far as the Biden administration. And they all signed the paperwork. Not Lori Lightfoot, Brandon Johnson, Eric Adams. Eric Adams was the first person to break off. He was the first person to realize and say, you know what? I think that we getting a little finesse here. I don't know if no money is coming. We ain't seen no payments. We ain't seen them petition Congress. We ain't seen no budget adjustments. We ain't seen no emergency funds. But we up here spending all of our own personal money and all of our own money, and they keep acting like they going to reimburse us. And the minute that Eric Adams started speaking out was the minute that Eric Adams called charges. That kept the other mayors in line. That kept the other four in line. Mike Johnston, the Houston mayor at the time, Karen Bass, And it was one more. Mike Johnson, Karen Bass, Michelle Wu, she was in there, right? All of them was in there. All of them was work. They was hiding migrants inside of the airports. They were giving government contracts out to these ghost companies that was ultimately doing nursing. And remember, I was reporting on it almost every day from 2022 all the way up until the election. I was holding it down. I was reporting on it. I was going through the city budgets. I was putting the pressure on these people, and I was making sure that people was becoming informed that this migrant crisis was absolutely planned and it was manufactured for y'all to be able to get taken advantage of and for them to continue to traffic people through. And then they was going to continue to shore up their city budgets, and everybody was getting a cut of the pie. Everybody was getting a cut of the pie. And it was contingent on them doing their job in order to ensure that Biden/Kamala Harris got reelected. That's the truth. It was dependent on them getting reelected. And they played the game and they lost because they never expected for Trump to A, come out of New York with shining armor. They never expected for Fani Willis in the Fulton County, Georgia to fall apart. They didn't expect for the whole thing to fall apart down there in Florida as far as them trying to act like he took some documents out of the White House. They never expected for the people to come through and say, man, listen, this is all fake. This is all a farce. We want Trump. And they put all of their eggs in the basket and they lost. And Eric Adams was the first person to revolt. That's when we really started to see the cracks in the armor. That's the truth. That's the flat out, unadulterated truth, straight up and down. Now, they used the people and they understood that the black community, for example, and the liberal white apologists was going to be on board no matter what, because they were going to finesse them and say, listen, Trump is a fascist. We hate Trump. We want to make sure that listen, insurrectionists, all of this stuff. He's going to take away the women's rights for them to be able to get abortions and do what they wanted to do with their bodies. Trump, red, orange man, bad. And so they use the people to continue to empower themselves while at the same time banking on the idea that they were going to be able to maintain power, which would then allow for them to be able to divert funds over into these liberal cities. And that's why you see them all in shambles. It wasn't that they were better. It wasn't that they was good. It wasn't that they had control. It was because they were being subsidized and they never had the ability to manage their own budgets effectively. That's why you're starting to see them say, oh man, we got a $1.1 billion budget deficit. We got a $1.6 billion budget deficit. We got a $1.3 billion budget deficit. We got to start laying off. We don't know what we're going to do. They had a plan and then God had other plans. Stealing money, propaganda, war machines, all of this bull crap, all of that junk was just a distraction. And y'all fell hook, line, and sinker for it. And the people that was paying attention, we seen it. We seen the play the whole time. The whole time we seen the play. Now this is what y'all got to deal with.
Layoffs will continue over the next couple of days, at least through Wednesday. We don't yet have a breakdown of who will lose their job or in which departments those eliminated positions are in. The Teamsters Union, which represents around 1,000 city workers, says they were never told exactly how many people will lose their jobs, even as the layoffs began today.
I asked the mayor, you wanted this? You wanted to fight with the union? You wanted to fight with the Teamsters? Well, brother, you got it.
That was Ronnie Houston with the Teamsters Union. The number of people laid off is perhaps less than some of the unions that I spoke with earlier this week feared. However, 171 people coming home this week telling their families they no longer have a job. Sam.
Now you're getting laid off. Your diversity, equity, and inclusion job and position is gone. Sanitation services is going to be worse. Garbage pickup is going to be worse. People are going to be suffering. Now you got to figure out what to do because you was a single mother in your household being taking care of your kid. Now you have no clue what's going to go on. You thought that you was protected. You wasn't because you banked on these stupid Democrats and they finessed you. They finessed you. I don't need to see it. It's cool. I ain't tripping off of it. Then they finessed you. One thing that I learned in this lifetime is that I will never be dependent on another entity in order to ensure that I'm able to feed my family. I'm going to have multiple fires burning at the same time. I'm going to have irons in the pot. I'm going to get all the money, and I'm going to make sure that I'm investing to ensure that I don't need to depend on nobody in order to be successful. That's what losing my job in 2007-8 taught me. That's what it taught me. I've been laid off one time, and then I lost my job one time. You not going to get me twice. You're never going to get me twice. I got laid off one time in my life, and then I lost my job one time in my life. And I said, nope, never again. Never again am I putting my eggs in that basket. Never again am I getting caught without no real cash and no availability of monies and not no assets and nothing that can keep me and depending on these people and raising my lifestyle to fit whatever it is that my income is. Nope, never going to happen again. Never. If I got to stay in this basement for 10 years until I feel like as though I'm secure, that's when I'm going to start breaking out. Even when it came to this content creation stuff, I was like, you know what? I know y'all want to have y'all opinion heard on every issue. That wasn't my play until my play was my play. Until I was in a position where I felt like I had enough money to be able to last me for the rest of my life. That's when I started breaking out. Then I started talking my talk. Okay, so now you want to really get the real me? I'm going to show you. I'm going to tell you exactly what it is. That's when I broke out the Versace, the house coat. And I seen a bunch of people putting on Versace house coats on their live streams. And I said, oh, here we go. All right, I see this is what we going to do. The minute that I retired was the minute I started, okay, all right, so what would you say to me? Yeah, you got away with that before, but you're not going to get away this time. Because I had to protect the bag. I had to do what I had to do. I said, it'll be there. Oh, I'm coming through. I'm coming through. Listen, y'all, gird up. Gird up. Get your life together. Ladies, when you get your money, when you get your life together, stop leading with your accomplishments on your job in order to try to make sure that the men understand what your standards are. Listen, you doing what you got to do because that's what you need to do. That's a human thing to do. You taking care of yourself needs no accolades. All right? Fellas, get your life together so that you don't have to depend on no woman and you're not sleeping on her couch and then she going to have control over what time you come home. Get your life together so you're not depending on no woman trying to go 50-50. That's the thing about 50-50. You lose half of your control over what happens because you got to partner with somebody and you got to run decisions through them because it's both of y'all money. When you 100% of everything, you control everything. And they're thankful because they're graceful enough to be able to accept the fact that you are in control, and that's what helps them live the life that they want to live. And you ain't going to penny pinch them. You just going to be a provider, and that's just going to be the end of it. And then they're not going to question you and you're going to do what you want to do because who you talking to? You blessed. Tell them, hey, you know how blessed you are, right? I'll talk to you later. I'll see you in a little bit. Keep on having your balls in a vice because you scared. Let me check with my wife. Let me check with my wife, and then I'm gonna get back to you. Do you know when I say that? I'm gonna tell you. You know when I say I'm gonna check with my wife? Only time I say that is if I know that I'm not interested in doing no business with you, but I need an excuse to tell you no, and I need her to be the bad guy. You know what? Let me run some things by my chick real quick, and then I'm gonna talk to you in a minute. You know, she kind of managed that part of the business. That's me telling you, probably not going to work out the way that you think that it is, and I'm going to use her as a scapegoat in order to be the bad guy. That's me. That's me. Because I still got to protect how it is that I deal with you. And I want you to feel good about seeing me when you see me. And I know that you can't take a hard no. So I'm going to say, you know what? Let me check with her real quick and let me see what's going on. It's the only time that I use that excuse. But understand, I'm telling her, hey, when you see that nigga, tell him I said, suck my. Anton, don't say that. Anton, don't do that. I'll deal with it. Hey, yeah, he's not gonna be able to make it. So, and meanwhile, I'll be in the background like this. Tell him I said no. No, tell him I said I'm no. Tell him no. That's me in the background. What you doing? Oh, you got it? All right, my bad. You got it. Go ahead and handle that. I'm about to go to the store. You need anything? All right, I'll be back. If you ever see me say that to you, you probably cross the line and ask me something that it wasn't supposed to ask me. Anton, you coming out to the party? You coming out to the after party? Where y'all going again? Well, let me check with Rita and let me check with the security. I don't know if because I don't know if she got something else that she was supposed to be taking care of. Give me a second for a second. You know I'm not going to that party, right? All right, cool. Then Rita come out. Anton not gonna make it. So, he got some other stuff that he got to take care of back at the hotel. Okay, guys? And that'd be it. That'd be it. But because you going 25, 75, 50, 50, 60, 40, it's different for you. It's different for you because you want to equalize. Hey, babe, what do you think about us doing this together? You dress alike. Y'all always got matching outfits. You got a Mickey Mouse shirt on. She got a Mickey Mouse ears on. You think she thing one, you thing two. Man, grow a pair of balls, man. Get some control of yourself. All she want to do is keep on controlling. She just trying to spend all your money so that you ain't got to spend none. So that she think that you ain't got no other woman to spend no money on. Stop letting these women control you, bro. Stop wearing matching outfits. Like, it's okay to color coordinate, but y'all just be doing too much. She picking all your hookups on. That's why you looking and dressing gay every day. I'm not doing it. I'd rather just provide 100%. And that way I can do what I want to do. Got no time for this bull. What's she about to do? You about to go shopping? Okay, babe. I'll see you later on tonight. I just be on a flight somewhere. What you think? I discussed it? You think I asked for permission? Yeah, I'm gonna be in Miami for like 3-4 days. I gotta go shoot Fresh and Fit. I'll be back. Hey, make sure that you take care of this and this when I'm gone. Okay, baby. All right. Let me know if you need anything. Can I go? Not this time. You can't go this time. It's gonna be too many hoes. I don't want you feeling uncomfortable, and I don't want all of these hoes I don't want the hoes to feel as though that they gotta censor themselves because you around and you in the room. All right, you understand what I'm saying? Plus, you got some other stuff you got to take care of here. You know what? I need this for me. Just stay home for a while, take care of business, and plus, you need some time to miss me. I'll be back. Can you make sure my bag is packed? I'll see y'all later. That's it. That's it. But you don't have the ability to do that. You tiptoeing, trying to scheme with your friends at the job. What I'm going to tell my chick, bro? I know she don't never go for that. What I'm going to tell her? I'm different than you are. I do what I want to do. You do what you can do. And when you get yourself in a position where you can actually make those type of decisions, then you'll be in that position also, and you don't have to tiptoe. And she'll understand. Trust me, she get it, nigga. She'll understand.